The last thing we took was Avery's experiments. Avery's experiments just to know what is the transforming principle, and he said that the DNA is the transforming principle. Then there are two scientists called Hershey and Chase. They started to do experiments after Avery to confirm that the DNA is the genetic material. But they did their experiments on viruses that are called bacteriophages. What are bacteriophages? Bacteriophages are viruses that infect bacteria. Bacteriophages infect only bacteria. Their body composed of proteins and protein coat and DNA. At that time, as I told you, Hershey and Chase, they wanted to make sure that the DNA is the genetic material. So they started to tag the DNA by using radioactive phosphorus, because as I told you before, the DNA has phosphorus in the composition of the DNA. They tag the DNA by using radioactive phosphorus. Why radioactive? Because any radioactive substance can be easily detected more than any other substance. Then they started to tag the protein by using radioactive sulfur, because the protein, the chemical nature in protein, or the chemical composition of protein, contains sulfur. After that, they started to infect bacteria with the bacteriophages with tagged DNA and tagged proteins. What do you expect they will find? Bacteria now are hosts. So the host for bacteriophage, as I told you, bacteria. What do you expect to find inside the host? In each bacterium, do you expect to find radioactive phosphorus or radioactive sulfur? The process of injection or infection of the virus is to inject the genetic material inside the host cell. So actually they found that there is radioactive phosphorus inside the cell. What does it mean? It means that the genetic material that was injected by the virus was the DNA, and in such a way they confirmed that the DNA is the radioactive, with the radioactive phosphorus is the genetic material. Because also they didn't find any radioactive sulfur inside the host cell. So what does it mean? It means that the virus didn't inject the protein and didn't inject the radioactive sulfur. This was the last experiment to confirm that the DNA is the genetic material, and this was the last experiment to identify the DNA as the genetic material. Thank you for your listening.